Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look back at Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 and discussing, analyzing, and frankly, laughing at many of the mistakes that can be found in the season itself, both Part 1 and Part 2. Now, this video will primarily be covering animation mistakes. There are certainly many of those in Dragons Rising Season 3, and also the Ninjago series just in general is rather infamous for many of its classic animation errors. However, besides animation mistakes, we will also be talking about a few continuity mistakes as well that can be found in Season 3, and even a few other mistakes that you might not have seen the first time watching Dragons Rising Season 3. Like I said, Ninjago is no stranger to animation mistakes though, and Dragons Rising Season 3 is full of them. Let's get to it. So starting off with a mistake from Dragons Rising Season 3 Part 1, this one is probably the most infamous Season 3 animation mistake. We actually have two Coles here. One is very much present, center of the frame. The other is just kind of randomly T-posing in the background. Now, we have talked about this animation mistake before in its own separate video. Essentially, all Ninjago animation models are posed like this. Someone just accidentally inserted a second Cole into the frame here and just did not bother animating it at all because it was not supposed to be animated. This is just, again, one of those still models in its default form. The proper Cole is, of course, front and center. I do wonder, though, even nowadays, how many people still have not noticed this one. Again, this is probably the most famous animation mistake from Dragons Rising Season 3. In the case of this scene, also from Season 3 Part 1, as you can see down here in the corner, Kerr actually has her axe clipping through her leg. We see that a lot with Ninjago weapons and accessories. They often do clip into the character models themselves. We will see another example of this here momentarily. Next up here, we have a bit of a mistake that can be found in the description of one of the official uploads, more specifically Season 3, Episode 13 on the official LEGO YouTube channel. More specifically here, the synopsis for Between You and Lee mentions that Aaron and Sora begin to suspect that Ras is hiding a dangerous secret. However, Aaron and Sora and Lord Ras himself are nowhere to be found in this episode. Maybe this was supposed to be referencing episode 14. Maybe this is just a part of that description accidentally carried over into the episode 13 description. It's hard to say. Yet again, though, this does count as an official Ninjago mistake, even though it's not technically an animation mistake. And speaking of episode 14 of Season 3, we actually do have a mistake that can be found in the credits. The flow symbol is credited here with the respective voice. However, the flow symbol never actually talks in the episode itself, so I'm not sure why it is credited here. Other Source Dragon symbols do talk, not the flow symbol. The flow symbol was present, but it did not talk, so again, not sure why it is credited. We've certainly seen our fair share of mistakes from Ninjago credits over the years as well. Here we have another example of an object clipping through someone's arm. In this case, as you can see, Nia's shoulder armor here, the dragon part on the left, is clipping through the arm as she is waving. Again, the armor is not moving, it is literally going in and out of her arm like it's nothing. Just a random little funny mistake there. Ultimately doesn't mean much, but still it does make this scene kind of awkward. We also have many instances of characters with crossed eyes. In this shot, for example, Lee is definitely not all the way there. Not exactly sure what's going on there, Lee, but you know what? I feel like this is the least of our concerns surrounding the character of Lee. There are bigger things to worry about in this scene and in this environment. Similarly, we also have this shot of Nia, where her eyes are also a bit crossed. This is also a very common occurrence with Ninjago characters. You can find this happen a lot throughout the Ninjago series. Not sure why this happens, and again, in motion you might not notice it, but some frames when you pause, again, Ninjago continues to be a little bit cursed. Not sure what is going on with Nia there. And also, going back to the character of Lee, in this sequence, you can actually see that one of the Lees has a bit of a mess going on with his eyebrow. It's very much misaligned. This looks like it's maybe part of the eye just kind of dragged outwards. Again, I'm not exactly sure what goes into Ninjago character design per se, but I know that this is very much just a glitch with one of the models. I wonder if that's happening because the model was copied and pasted 5 times here in one frame. It's hard to say. Like I said, I don't know a lot about animation, but something tells me this is not supposed to be like that. All things considered, that looks a little gross. Next up here, let's take a look at many animation mistakes surrounding the character of Lord Ras himself. As you can see in this scene where he is being beckoned by his master, in the first shot his eyes are not glowing, then they suddenly start glowing. You can definitely notice the difference here from shot to shot. The eyes go from not glowing to glowing. They are always supposed to be glowing when Lord Ras is beckoned like this by his master. Again, just a little animation slip up there that you might not have noticed because there are a lot of glowing objects. His 2 eyes, though, should be 2 of the glowing objects, but they are not. Another Lord Ras animation mistake can be seen very briefly here. This has to do with his stripes being the wrong color. It's kind of hard to see, but as you can see, the front of his torso has pink stripes, the arms and the back have red. So obviously Lord Ras is supposed to have red stripes in this scene. He has a mix of both right here, going from pink on the torso, or at least the front, to red on the arms and on the back. Just a little slip up there, still kind of funny. This is actually not the only time that this happens in this season, because as seen in this shot right here where Lord Ras acquires his bone armor, you can see that his stripes are indeed pink and not red. I know it's kind of hard to tell given the lighting, but again, the eyes you can very much see are red. This is very much pink. Those are different colors. Lord Ras has pink stripes here when he very much should have the red stripes, because again, this is post getting his bone armor. He always had red stripes in this form. Next up here, we actually have a bit of a continuity mistake. This entire scene was referenced as the first time that Sora used Spinjitzu, but she used it during season 2 during the Tournament of the Sources. So not sure what Eren is talking about here, or Sora for that matter. Sora has definitely used Spinjitzu before, granted not to this level of ability, so maybe that's more so what they mean. In this shot right here, you can see another animation mistake with something being the wrong color. Eren's eyes back here are very much glowing orange. Now this was before the episode 19 and 20 leak happened, so for a long time we were speculating what exactly this meant there. Why are Eren's eyes orange? Now we know it was because he was channeling power to, of course, control one half of the Archdragon of Focus, but this is before any of that actually happens. You can see that Eren's eyes are definitely not supposed to be orange in this scene because the Archdragon of Focus is nowhere to be found. In this shot here, we have an instance of the wrong character model being used. This guy is already hollowed, despite the hollowing having not yet happened in Mysterium as of this moment in time here. Again, this guy has the blue skin, the hands, the face. He's very much hollowed. Just a continuity mistake there. He's more so supposed to be looking like this guy, just unhollowed. Next up here, we have this shot, which is very, very funny. Sora's half mask just kind of disappears, and she does not pull it down like the ninja normally do. It just kind of descends from her face. You can just see it kind of pop out of existence there randomly, and Eren's parents watching this go down. That's my reaction watching these animation mistakes and trying to make this video. I really like this one though. This one's really funny unintentionally because the mask, again, just kind of randomly disappears with no explanation. We also have a couple of continuity mistakes taking place in the Land of Lost Things. In this flashback, you can very much see that that is Zane's pod from Imperium in the background. At this point in time, I'm not sure if Zane's pod was even supposed to be outside of Imperium. This flashback takes place before we saw Cole in season 1, so I guess it's possible that Zane could have abandoned his pod at this point or left it behind in the Land of Lost Things, but still, something tells me this pod is not supposed to be there. Who knows though? Maybe that's a hint for a future event, only time will tell. We also have this scene with the prismatic blades. This is actually Aaron's return blade, as in the short prismatic blade that actually comes back to him like a boomerang. Not sure why it's here in the Land of Lost Things, but also with Aaron during this time. Again, just a little slip up there by the animators, because the prismatic blades, they all kind of look the same except for the short one for whatever reason, but again, it's not supposed to be in this scene. And finally here, we actually have ourselves a bit of a continuity mistake surrounding Cole's soul here. So when Cole gets his soul removed by Noct, obviously it is orange, as you can see right here. The orange soul from Cole could very much represent his elemental power of Earth. Obviously that power is known for being rather orange in terms of a color scheme. However, when you take a look at the last time that Cole's soul was actually shown to us, that of course being during the events of Ninjago Skybound, as you can see, it is indeed a different color, being black instead of orange. So what exactly is the deal there? Does that mean anything? Well, no. I suppose you could see it as maybe Cole advancing more in his elemental powers. Maybe post Spinjitzu burst or something, his soul now glows orange instead of black. This is more so, though, a case of the animators of Dragons Rising just choosing to do something different, and as such, the color of Cole's soul is inconsistent from one season to another. Do with that information what you will. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. That's going to pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Like I always say, just because Ninjago is full of animation mistakes and other kinds of mistakes, that does not mean it's not a good show. That does not mean that effort is not put into this series, because effort definitely is put into Ninjago. With that being said, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments. Which of these animation mistakes, or just mistakes in general, did you find to be the most hilarious? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.